Hi everybody and welcome to the Healthy Recipes project here on Codecademy. Let's begin. Okay, so before we begin, let's take a look at the site structure in index.html. Okay, so start by making the image at the top of the page a little smaller. Navigate to style.css and write a CSS selector for the image tag. Within the curly braces, write this declaration. So what we see right here, which we can copy right away. So copy that like this. And now let's go back to style.css. And what we need to do to change the image here, make it smaller, is just type ing. And then we need the curly braces. And inside the curly braces, we are going to paste the declaration, right? So here it is. And now let's click on save. And see what happens here. There you go. The image is now much smaller, right? Okay, so let's continue. The font size of the recipe description should be larger. In style.css, write a CSS selector for the description class. Within its curly braces, add the following CSS, okay? So let's do that. So what we need to do here is we can go down to line 5 and just type dot description. And then the curly braces, and then we copy the declaration right here and we paste it inside the code block of the description class selector like this. And now watch what happens with the description right here. So we click on save and look at it. Now it's much bigger, right? So let's continue. Next, let's style the cooking time. The element on line 15 of index.html has an ID attribute of cook time. Navigate to style.css and add a cook time ID selector. Inside of its curly braces, write the declaration that you see right here, right? So we can copy it right away. And just let's just take a quick look inside the index.html. And if you go down here, we can see what we are about to style, right? So let's go back to the style.css file. And what we need to do is just go down to line 9 and we can just type, let's see, where is the hash symbol? So we have the hash symbol, right? And then we type, not cool time, but cook time, like this. And then we create the curly braces, and inside we are going to paste the declaration, right? Which now will turn the little text right here to make it bold, right? It will make the text bold. So let's click on save and see that happen. There you go. Now let's change the bullet points of the ingredient list to squares instead of circles. Okay, so this right here is what we're going to change, right? We are going to make all of these circles right here, the bullet points, to squares, right? So start by writing a selector for the list item elements inside of the ingredients element, which is the unordered list element, right? If we go back to index.html, we can see that the unordered list element has a class of ingredients, right? There you go. Okay. Okay, so let's do what we're asked to do. So we can go down to line 13 and we can just type first period followed by ingredients, right? Let's see if I spell that right. Ingredients. Yep, it looks good. And then list item, right? Followed by the curly braces, our code block. And inside we are going to first we're going to copy the declaration here, and inside of the curly braces we are going to paste the declaration like this. And now when I click on save, hopefully all of these bullet points will turn into squares. So let's see that in action. So save, and there you go. Perfect. Okay, let's see what's next. Next, let's make the time for each preparation step appear gray. In style.css, write a selector for paragraph elements that also have a class of time. Then inside of this selector's curly braces, write the declaration that we see right here, which we can copy right away like this. And now if we go inside the index.html, let's take a look at what we're actually changing, right? So let's take a look or find the paragraph elements with the class time, right? So let's scroll down the index.html file and see if we can find them. There you go. So we have 1, 2, and 3, right? Basically what we see right here. So this is what we're going to change, this and this, right? Okay, so let's do that. So let's go back inside the style.css file and we can go down on line 17. And what we need to do here is just type p.time and then the curly braces. And inside the curly braces, we are going to paste the declaration like this. And now let's see if all of these paragraph elements right here if they will change to the color gray, right? So I'm guessing they will, but let's see that in action. So we click on save, and now you see that all of them are now gray. Perfect. Okay, let's see what's next. At the bottom of the page, there's a link to the full recipe. Let's make the link a different color. Notice that in index.html on line 42, there is a paragraph element with a class of citation, then an anchor element inside of it with a class of external link. Navigate to style.css and write a selector using external link, the external link class. Then add this code inside of the selector's curly braces. Okay, so we can just copy it right away, like this, and let's go inside the index.html and see what they're talking about. So here we are on line 42. Here is the paragraph element with the citation class, right? And then inside of it, we have the anchor element, right? That they are talking about with the class external link right here, right? Or the whole thing. This is the whole anchor element, right? So yeah, okay, so let's go back to the style.css file and do what we're asked to do. So we can go down on line 21, type dot and then external link like this, and then the curly braces. Oops, let's try again, the curly braces like this, and then inside of it we are going to paste the declaration. And now when I click on save, the color of the link right here, right, that you see right here, is going to change to sea green, right? So let's click on save and see that in action. And there you go. The color changed to sea green. Perfect. Okay, and now let's see what we need to do next. Finally, let's make the font Helvetica instead of the default Times New Roman. Instead of writing multiple selectors to apply the font family property, write a selector that applies a font family attribute to all text at once. The selector should target the H1, H2, paragraph, and list item elements. To change their font, include this line of code inside the curly braces. Okay, so let's copy the declaration right away, like this. And now, what we need to do is just go down on line 25, and we type H1, comma, H2, comma, P, comma, Li, and then the curly braces, and inside the curly braces we paste the declaration and we click on save, and there you go. Perfect. So this is it for today, guys. If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, I would really appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up, and of course make sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos on Codecademy. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.